the Any and Everything Show with your hosts, Jake and George.
Oh, I thought you were going to count us down.
No, I was seeing if we have the like the twin telepathy type thing where two people are on the same page, but I guess we're not. Oh, your video froze. Whatever. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Any and Everything Show.
Yep.
This end of the year bash, baby.
That's right.
Farewell to 2021.
The people don't see, well, actually, they might see it. I was going to say the people don't see it, but confetti is streaming down right now.
Yeah, absolutely pouring everywhere. Episode 98.
That's true.
That means technically by February of next year, we should definitely have reached 100.
I would hope so.
I hope so. It's been a wild ride, been a crazy year. Ups and downs, hills, valleys, peaks, everything in between.
Opposite of peaks.
We appreciate you guys sticking around with us. Wish we were a little bit more consistent in the middle of the year, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Pandemics, Jake.
Yeah, can't never saw it coming, you know. But all that matters is that we're back and we're celebrating the end of the year with you guys, right in your ear holes. Counting down the days until 2022. You got any New Year's resolutions coming up, George, or do you want to talk about that after I do the intro?
Well, Jake, why don't you hit him with the intro, huh?
Well, if you're new here, each week George and I, we get together, we open up a brand new beer, review it, talk about it. We don't just talk about beer because that'd be a little bit crazy. We talk about a little bit of any and everything because in this crazy world, there's just way too much to talk about. George, am I right?
Jake, you are correct.
That's 98 corrects. I've been correct 98 times.
For the last time this year.
For the last time this year, 2022, coming in hot. We're gonna end the year with a bang and open up a beer that we were able to get virtually. We're not in the same spot, if you can tell by the audio.
Coordinate, some might say.
Yeah. So let's give it to him, George. I'll give you the honors. This
week, Jake, a little throwback, a little homage, some might say,
to the good old days.
I don't remember what episode it was on, but we had the 21st Amendment Brewery Hell or High Watermelon.
Yeah. Yep.
Beer, which we both enjoyed.
Yeah, it was very good. It must have been a summertime. I feel like it was summer.
It was
but
very
maybe
tasty.
not this year. It could have been summer 2019 or 2020.
Let's see. I'm gonna scroll back, Jake, if I have the time. But today, as I was saying, here it is. Let me just stall a little longer. Episode 43, Jake, came out in March, end of March
of 2019. Oh my God!
2019.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So those were the good old days, huh?
Yes. So this week we have the Hell or High Mango.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's a seasonal release. And it's we're in for a good one, Jake.
I'm hoping it's just as tasty as the watermelon one because the watermelon one was ridiculously good.
Yes, 4.9%. At our sunset gate, Lady Liberty glows with her welcoming arms to a dream of warmer days. A light and refreshing straw-colored beer, fruity and sweet, brewed with real mangoes, brimming with tropical floral notes. You'll feel transported to an oasis during the orange and red leaves of fall. So we're a little late, actually. To drinking
a little late.
Yes.
Are mangoes ever related to the fall?
They are now, Jake.
Whenever I think of mango, I think of summer, tropics, smoothies. I never think of autumn. But we take one sip, and it's our first sip impression, and then we give a little grade. And I'll tell you what, right out of the gate.
I'll tell you what.
It's good.
Oh.
Good, but I guess it wasn't as sweet as I was expecting it to be.
Interesting.
So just first sip, I'm gonna give it C plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, mine I felt like was super mangoey. Like I got a lot of flavor. Like I'm guessing quite the opposite that you got. Like I was expecting flavor, and I wasn't left,
You expected it and
lacking.
you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what I have been finding ever since I did have the vid last November.
Jake,
Yeah,
B plus.
B plus. Okay. See,
Go on.
that's good. I mean, I feel like we were right there in the B plus range when we had the watermelon.
I'm just gonna have to say great memory because I have no idea.
But it just seems like it would have been that good because I do remember loving it. But ever since I have the vid, my taste hasn't been there. With not everything has been up to par. You know, some things have not been as sweet. Some things don't taste salty.
Maybe it was just never as good as you thought it was.
Maybe. So yeah, it's. I wish I had a little bit more sweetness, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm telling you, mine's got a lot of flavor. So, I mean, I feel like even for a diluted palate, as you say you have now, this would still be on the higher end of taste. I feel like even if your taste is dulled, this would still be higher than like eating, I don't know, a banana.
So you're saying I'm wrong, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Or I guess maybe your sense of taste hasn't dulled or not come back fully. Maybe you just lost certain tastes.
Yeah, I'm just missing. I'm not picking up what this is putting down. Not that it's bad, like it's enjoyable, but just when I think of it, I think of a mango beer. I'm just expecting a little bit more fruitiness, which I guess you're getting. So
I'm getting it.
I guess we shall just keep plowing forward then, huh?
We got no choice.
So Todada 2021, and on to the new year.
Did you say Tada?
Toda. Yeah, Toda. I believe Toda is like goodbye, like good riddance.
Toda?
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I think it's
Toda, Jake.
Okay, so it's Hebrew. What is the meaning of Toda? Hebrew noun for Thanksgiving. Okay. It's commonly used as thank you. Followed up by Bavakasha. Toda, and then you would say Bavakasha as you're welcome. So let's move on and just say that I used it correctly.
How do you spell Toda?
Todah.
H, because when I type in Toda, all Google wants to do is correct me to Yoda.
Or today. Did you mean today, you idiot?
Wait, so...
Yeah, it's to give thanks in Hebrew, I'm pretty sure.
To praise or thank you.
Yeah, so we're, giving our praise to 2021 and everything it had to offer.
I see. Okay. We are. That we are, Jake. Toda to the year. Yep.
And we're commencing 2021, right? No, we're not. Commencement is the beginning, right?
Jake, did you write down some key words that you just wanted to sprinkle in here?
So Toda to 21, and we're commencing 2022.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. Commemorate is to think back on. Okay.
Yes.
I say we stop with all the hard words now and just move along with normal sentences.
See, this is a one-sided.
You've been planting these into my head this whole beginning of the episode.
You're right. You should have heard the prelim or the planning phase. I didn't say one word Jake knew the meaning to.
Do you have any? What were your highs or lows 2021?
Jake, you really put me on the spot. I don't know, Jake. The highs, any second I got to spend with my lovely girlfriend.
Okay. All right, you must know she's listening. I don't think Megan is going to listen to this episode.
Answer. What?
I don't think Megan will listen to this episode, but
Wow. How dare she?
I probably would say our engagement.
See, that's
Got to be up there.
like a life milestone. You know?
Yeah. It's not just a
That's
high
like one
of
of the
2021.
that's one of
It's
the
like a high
days that
of a
you
life.
never forget. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know, but sometimes like this sounds bad, but like sometimes I'm just not really good with like remembering stuff, whether it's really, really important or really not important. You know what I mean? Sometimes my memory just kind of lapses.
Okay.
And, even though, yes, getting engaged is a huge, life milestone, right?
Right.
For a second, I had to think like, okay, what happened in 2021?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not. I feel like when people even ask me how old I am, it takes me a second.
Yeah,
It's not
well,
like
that's a great point. I forgot how old I was for a good minute, like a couple
memory's a
weeks ago.
fickle thing, Jake. 1 minute
That's
we
true.
have it, the next we don't.
It doesn't diminish the importance of the moments.
And I was actually talking about this, not to just brush over your engagement or whatever else you were gonna bring up, but
brush over. It happened. It's in the past.
yeah, I mean, you only get engaged once, hopefully, so
Hopefully.
happened. But we had a long car ride out to Pennsylvania, me and Ariana, and the ride back, we were, trying to make like a throwback playlist. So,
Okay.
like we were listening to music and trying to create this throwback playlist for the future. Throw it back for the future.
Okay.
And some of the songs are obviously songs you want to sing along to or rap or whatever. But when you listen to songs that you haven't listened to since like 8th grade, you would never be able to rap all the lyrics just right now. If I were to put you on the spot and tell me to rap your favorite rap song from when you were in 7th grade, no shot.
No.
But when you're listening to it, you just nail every word.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
And I remember reading or hearing or seeing somewhere that, when you sing a song all day long, or like a song gets stuck in your head and you just keep singing the same line over and over again, it's because you can't remember what the next line is. So your brain is like trying to get you to, I don't know, either like remember it or just move on through the song. So when you're listening to it, you need
the same line.
You need the lead up to that line to remember it. So if you listen to a song in order, your memory just kind of like falls into place where the next line is.
Wow. What fickle minds we have, huh?
I said that before, Jake.
Well, I'm repeating. I thought it was a great sentence.
Jake,
I remembered that.
You fickle pickle, Jake.
Yeah, we don't have to get into lows of the year,
Even though you asked. Sounded like you had something on your mind.
No, it's like the rose and thorn, like what was bad about the year? I mean, yeah, the virus isn't great, so we'll just put that as the low. Yeah,
I think that was a low for 2020.
Yeah, but then 2021, we got our hopes up.
I'm just saying it's going to be around, so it's a cop out, Jake. You can't say COVID as a low every year for the rest of our lives, all right?
That's true. Yeah, when did they stop saying, "Oh yeah, this year was terrible because of the flu"? You don't really ever
1780.
You don't really hear many people saying that. All right, then let's just move on from the thorn. No, we didn't have thorns. We didn't have big enough thorns that we were.
Yeah, we went to a florist and we asked for a dozen roses.
She cut all the thorns off. Yeah. That's the kind of florist you want to go to.
Yeah.
So you got any? We always do this. Everyone does it. You got any resolutions for this new year, 2022?
Resolutions, Jake. I want to say my resolution would be to be more dedicated to the podcast.
Wow, giving the people what they want. Sucking up.
Right.
I like it. That's a pretty good resolution. Now I feel like an asshole if I don't say anything podcast related because it wasn't going to be podcast related. But now that you say
each their own, Jake. It sounds like you got something on your mind, so you might as well just get it off.
No, nothing on my mind, like particularly. I mean, it's just all the general stuff. Like, last year I probably said it too. I want to read more, but I have been reading more these past like 2 weeks. I'm almost done
Because
with a book.
you knew the big day was coming up. You know, when people were going to ask you what was last year's resolution,
Yeah,
and you say read more, and you haven't read,
right,
it's like
right.
you're cramming for a big test right now, Jake. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm getting my mind prepped for what I want to do in 22.
Is read more?
Yeah, I like to read more. I have a bunch of books I want to read, and I have like 3 different ones that are open, and that's just
Interesting strategy.
that's how my brain works. Like I get like kind of bored of one thing, and that's why I have like so many hobbies and I do so many things at one time because I think I have a little
Jake,
bit of.
don't boast too much, all right?
No, I'm not saying
That's why I got so many hobbies and I do
it's
so
not
many
impressive.
things.
It's not an impressive thing to have a lot of hobbies.
Is it not?
No, what's that saying? It's like I'm gonna butcher it because I don't even know what I'm trying to get at. It's like instead of doing a million things well, do one thing really well. Like a million things mediocre, do one thing really well.
There's definitely a better ring to that, but
no, there's
the message is
definitely
there, Jake.
there's an actual saying that's better than what I described. But yeah, I'd like to read more. I mean, I'm getting married next year, but there's no really like resolution about marriage. I feel like I'm
follow through.
Yeah, I mean, have that happen.
Check that off the list.
Health is always a thing. You always want to stay healthy.
That's a terrible resolution, though.
Yeah, because everyone does it. It's like
because what were you doing last year? What were you doing last year? Not being healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was on and off the train the whole time. I don't know. Maybe like I kind of want to. I kind of want to stop watching TikTok so much.
I don't even have it. You just delete the app, Jake.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it. And if we're together,
I'm gonna do it.
If we're together that night, that special night, you can watch me delete it.
Wow.
Once the ball drops, I'm not even gonna turn and kiss my fiance. I'm just gonna delete TikTok.
Yeah, kiss TikTok goodbye.
Instead of starting the year together with her, I'm gonna start the year separated from TikTok.
Just go through your liked ones real quick just to say goodbye.
Yeah. Screen record them so I can save them to my camera roll in case I ever get lonely.
No. See, Jake, that's like breaking up with someone and then like still hooking up with them.
Oh yeah, that's true. A little side action.
Yeah. Did you really ever break up? No.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. It's like cheating. Yeah, I mean, just I guess reduce my social media usage for like that doesn't have to do with like the podcast or like
sharing your life,
like coasters.
You're talking about like
just aimlessly scrolling,
like consuming social media.
Consuming for hours where I could be doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all way better. You had time to think about it while you always keep putting me on the spot. You buy yourself a couple minutes.
Well, all right. I'm not putting you on the spot, but think about it. It's the end of the year episode. After this episode goes out, it's the new year. What did you think I was going to give you?
You know what, Jake? You're right. I didn't come prepared, and that's on me.
It's like your team's playing in the playoffs. You expect them to go to the World Series,
And I forgot my glove and bat.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you don't have. I think people they get too hung up on the resolutions. Like,
yeah, and everyone says I'm going to go to the gym more. I'm going to work out. I'm going to read more. I'm going to stop eating so much sugar or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah. And by like mid-February, people are like, wait, what did I even...
Well, that's what they say, right? The gym memberships spike in January, and then they really start to fall off when people realize $50 a month for something they don't use is useless.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that's very accurate because I feel like I've done it myself.
Signed up for a gym in January?
Yeah, I get all hyped up for the first 2 weeks of January, and then life kind of rolls back around and gets into a routine, and then you're like, damn, I haven't been to the gym in like 8 days. And then
8 days.
I feel like once you like fall down that slope, it's tough to like bring yourself to like get back on the horse and climb the hill again.
It's true. Words of wisdom, Jake.
So I just say have a little bit better of like a lifestyle. You know, like change the like the book I'm reading, Atomic Habits. It's about like changing like minuscule things in your life rather than changing a lot of big things. Like instead of like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds, it's like, oh, let me just drink one more glass of water today than I did yesterday. And it's like moving things in like tiny degrees rather than like changing everything by like 15 degrees.
Instead of going for the big goal, make little goals.
Yeah, it's like old school baseball, you know? It's like instead of swinging for the fences, you got to put them on and knock them in, you know?
Jake, that's two baseball references in the past like 2 minutes.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. Got baseball on the mind.
I guess so.
For no reason at all, since it's the middle of winter.
I guess
all right, well, moving on from the new year, I guess. We've been talking about this for like 15 minutes. But we're just getting excited, you know? You got to get excited for the new year. One thing that will never go away is Facebook Marketplace.
Okay. Well, it's not going to be called Facebook Marketplace, so it is going
a Meta Market, whatever the fuck it's going to be called.
Who knows?
You think it's not going to be called Facebook Marketplace anymore?
Isn't it not going to be called Facebook anymore?
No, I think it's still called Facebook. It's just not by Facebook anymore.
Facebook by Facebook?
Now it just says Facebook by Meta underneath it.
Oh.
So
okay.
I always love just perusing Facebook Marketplace, just because you never know what you're going to find, whether it's furniture.
Jake, you're gonna cut that out of your hobbies in the new year.
I mean, okay, the marketplace is not bad because if you find a good deal, what's better than a good deal? Not much.
A good deal on what? Something you don't need.
I'll show. All right, this is the best deal I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
And
you know what they say?
Yeah, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I jumped on this, even though I have nowhere to put the actual item. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this was posted on December 20th, and it said hot tub. I'll show you this picture. Right? Nice looking hot tub, right?
It looks like a hot tub, yeah.
Hot tub. Dash. Free. Space. Bottle of wine included. Okay.
Wow.
So not only is this a free hot tub, but this person's thrown in a bottle of wine with it.
Okay.
So what makes you think it's like, okay, why is this guy going to give me a bottle of wine to take away his hot tub? Must mean the thing's not working, right?
Right.
In the description, in perfect working order. Just drained it the other day.
The bottle of wine.
Yeah, he never specified. But I have never seen something be enticed with a free bottle of wine on Facebook Marketplace, and this just like I was in the bathroom laughing out loud when I saw this.
Wait, so it is a broken hot tub?
No, it's in perfect working order.
How do you know?
Because it said in the description, it says in perfect working.
It didn't say what's in perfect working order.
Well, if you show up and this guy says, "Oh no, I meant the wine is in perfect working order."
No, the bottle is in perfect working order. He just drained it himself the other day because he drank all the wine, and you have to take away this hot tub.
Well, I still think it's an offer you can't pass up.
Message him.
I got nowhere to put the hot tub. I got somewhere to put the wine though.
You can keep the hot tub at your parents'.
Yeah, I show at my parents' house with a hot tub and a free bottle of wine.
Let's be honest, your parents aren't getting any use out of that swing set anymore.
Yeah, that's true. But if I just keep a hot tub there rotting away, like
rotting, they'll love it. They'll use it.
I don't know what goes into it. Like a hot tub, you don't just plug it into an outlet, right? It's got to be like set up and like how do you? I've never had a hot tub, so I don't know how they work.
You're asking the wrong guy. I've never had a hot tub either. I do know you have to treat it like a pool, kind of like you have to.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I think.
And whatnot. A lot of work might be an exaggeration, but
I don't know.
Some work. Definitely some work.
But are you messaging a guy if he says hot tub free with a bottle of wine? Pickup only?
Jake, I'm not only not messaging that guy, I'm also not bringing it up on the podcast saying how good of a deal it is. You're the one talking about how good of a deal this is.
Let's just say if I had a house, this would have been a heavy discussion.
Would it even have been a discussion?
Honey, we got a hot tub and a bottle of Merlot.
That's right. And it doesn't actually specify what bottle. See, that's why I think the hot tub doesn't work, and it's just an empty bottle of wine that he drained himself, because it doesn't specify what kind of wine. Because it doesn't matter. There is no wine. It's just an empty bottle.
Well, we can only hope that whoever followed up on this deal got the deal of a lifetime.
That's why you gotta keep scrolling, Jake. You gotta keep on the lookout for another deal like that.
I will, and I will. You told me to save a news story that you wanted to talk about. It's a news story.
Mm-hmm.
2 monkeys. That's all you gave me.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I have the news story pulled up here actually, because I was hoping to talk about it, Jake. So I mean, we can bring back the old classic in or out, but I think you're gonna.
I'm in. I'm already in. You said I found a news story. 2 monkeys.
Did you play the drop?
I'll play it right now.
Do we have a drop for that one?
Not well. If are we in or out, we do, but I'm already in.
All right, good. So Jake, the headline: 2 monkeys captured after hundreds of puppy deaths in Indian village. Villagers said more than 250 dogs have been killed by the monkeys in recent months. 2 monkeys have been captured by the Forest Department of India's Maharashtra state for supposedly killing puppies in what villagers described as an act of revenge. Residents... Oh, I covered up this. I gotta find another one. So let me just let that marinate, Jake. What do you think?
You have to pay for the rest of the article on that website?
Apparently.
Come on.
I read it at some point, so I gotta find it on another website.
Okay, so this is like a little bit of like a Planet of the Apes situation.
Yeah, so villagers are claiming 2 monkeys have killed.
2 monkeys have done all this damage?
Yeah, 250 dogs in an act of revenge, not just for like sport or food or whatever.
So they're looking at these villagers in the eyes and they're just killing their dogs.
Let's see. The monkeys were reported to have left puppies on roofs and in trees where they would die from lack of food and water, and in other instances they would be thrown down and killed. The locals said the monkeys had been so thorough that there were no puppies left in the village. An official from the district office said there was no proof the monkeys' actions were being driven by revenge.
What are they going to interrogate them? We got no proof. They didn't confess to it. It was revenge.
They had an alibi. They said they were in the village over that weekend. This is said to have enraged the monkeys. Oh wait, what? Oh, the killing of an infant monkey by dogs. So apparently, the baby monkey was killed by some dogs at some point.
Okay.
That incident is said to have enraged the monkeys, who in retaliation are killing the puppies of dogs, as per local residents. The villagers reported the animals to the Forest Department after the monkeys allegedly began harassing local children. The local Forest Department confirmed...
What kind of monkeys are these?
Confirmed they had captured the 2 alleged culprits, who would be released into a nearby forest.
What?
2 monkeys...
He's going to release them out of town. They're going to come right back.
Yeah, they seem pretty smart. But yeah, the incident went viral across social media in India, prompting monkey versus dogs gang war to begin trending.
I think my not favorite, but the best part of that entire news story was they did a clean sweep to make sure there were no puppies left in the village.
Quote unquote, they were very thorough.
I kind of just picture these 2 monkeys in an interrogation room with like 2 cigarettes, and they're like handcuffed to a chair.
Planning it all out. And where were you? Where were you on the night of March 16th? I'm not talking. You're not getting anything out of me.
Wow. I don't
Yeah.
like that's okay. First of all, that's crazy that two monkeys can do that. And
Yeah,
second of all,
they were just carrying puppies up into trees and either dropping them out of the trees or just leaving them up there to
my
starve.
my thing is if like the first like 10 to 20 dogs are gone, like doesn't the village kind of like, keep an eye out for these dogs or for the monkeys? Like after 20 dogs go missing, like don't they be like, all right, you guys gotta watch out for these monkeys? Like these monkeys are starting
Two monkeys are terrorizing, and I guess they were plotting to start taking children because they started harassing the kids.
I feel like people are just watching these monkeys do this, like they're just too afraid to like act on it. Like can't you? I mean, like I'm all for like, stop animal abuse and cruelty, but at what point can you kill a monkey?
10 dogs? I don't know what's the number. 250,
250 dogs. That's a lot of that's a lot of dogs in a village. Actually, like that's too many dogs for a village, I think.
Well, what's a village? Like is Stamford a village? That's a lot of people in
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Like I don't know how big this village is. When I think of village, I think of like 100 people.
Yeah, me too.
250
like dogs are outnumbering the people in this village, but not anymore. They actually had a dog. They had a dog problem, Jake. That's why they let it go on for so long. They were infested with dogs.
Oh, maybe there's a bad villager who went in and like communicated with the monkeys and said like, we got to get rid of these dogs.
Oh, you know what it was?
It could be an inside job.
You know what it was? It was someone who had a problem with all these dogs running around the village. So he, at night, while the two monkeys slept, kidnapped and killed their baby, framed the dogs, and then this is what ensued.
Yeah, he left that monkey, in like near a doghouse to make it look like it was the dog that killed him. And now it started this whole war, dog and monkey war.
Yep. What did they say? Monkey versus dogs gang war.
Well, now there is no gang war because it's just monkey, no more dogs.
Well, no more monkeys because they've been captured and relocated.
Yeah, it's also like, how are these monkeys so evasive?
Well, I don't think anyone was trying to capture them until
the 245th dog was gone. They're like, all right, we really got to get a hold on these fucking monkeys.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway, Jake, that's this week's In or Out.
Well, I'm in. I'm not in for like monkeys killing dogs, but like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like scary because if two monkeys can do that much harm to 250 dogs, like Planet of the Apes is kind of like, it could happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Monkeys have always freaked me out. Like whenever I see videos of them with like trainers and stuff.
A little freaked out with the opposable thumbs.
They're literally just a couple genes away from us.
It's true. That's true.
And a lot of them are smarter than half of our population anyway. So even if something did happen, we're probably outnumbered intellectually. You know what I mean? Like bodies, we definitely have more, but when it comes down to like, us being able to figure out problems and how to get away with stuff, and
yeah, you see what they could do to dogs.
And dogs are smart. Dogs are very aware too of their surroundings, but apparently these were like ninja monkeys.
Yeah, maybe very thorough and deliberate.
Only came out at night. I don't know.
I read you the whole article, Jake. Not the paid for. Maybe the paid for article has some more information for you, but
it's got monkey interviews.
Yeah, might have video of the interrogation.
Dude, I would love to see that on video. Not like a monkey killing a dog, but just like how they operate in the village. But like, I doubt this village has like Ring doorbell cameras. You
never know, Jake.
Kind of what I'm getting at. All right. Well, let's describe our beer.
Well, Jake, let me hit you with a riddle real quick.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot.
Riddle before, answer after.
Yep.
Hope
it's monkey related.
Should I quickly find a monkey-related one?
No, it's okay.
I mean,
I
why
mean, we
not,
do have the
Jake?
computer at our fingertips, you know?
I know, this is kind of nice. All right, here we go. Jake, this week's riddle. I hate the riddles that are like jokes. You are in a room with 3 monkeys. One monkey has a banana, one has a stick, and one has nothing. Who is the smartest primate?
Is that the riddle, or is this a joke?
The answer is you, Jake. You're the smartest primate.
Yeah, it's a dad joke.
Yeah. Let's see. One more shot at a monkey riddle.
Quit monkeying around there, George.
They're just jokes. There are 2 monkeys on a tree and one jumps off. Why does the other monkey jump too? Monkey see, monkey do.
No, that's a good one. I was going to say he was holding his tail or something.
Just got dragged off. All right. 2 girls. This is the real riddle, Jake.
Okay.
2 girls have the same parents and were born at the same hour of the same day of the same month, but they are not twins. How can this be possible? 2 girls have the same parents and were born on the same hour of the same day of the same month, but they are not twins. How can this be possible? Jake, you will hear the answer after the break.
I'm stumped, actually.
I'll give you a hint. It's very fitting for this episode.
Oh,
Jake,
okay.
you got a word?
Okay. Let's see.
I'll give you my word, Jake. How about that?
Yeah.
Peach.
Okay.
Peach.
Why?
Peach.
Any reason behind peach?
Peach. Because it's very fruity tasting to me, like a peach iced tea that I usually like to enjoy with my Taylor ham, egg, and cheese.
Okay.
When I get one, even though it doesn't taste the same, but it has the same punch. And also, it's a good beer. You know how people say
Peachy.
that was peachy.
Yeah.
Or that's a peach of a beer.
I'll let it slide. That's fine. I just thought you might have forgot what we were drinking.
No. And also peach, just like a mango, doesn't remind me of fall.
That's true. I don't know why this is seasonal for autumn.
Yeah.
I'll just go with mild.
Because you don't taste the mango?
Yeah, it's a little mild to me. Maybe it's COVID. Maybe
you got a bum can.
Maybe. Even though we got out of the same pack. Who knows?
Yeah, but we're not drinking out of the same can,
We're all fishing in the same hole, George. Okay. We'll be right back with some more fun stories and just life advice. So stick around and ring in the new year with me and my friend George.
With us.
All right. See you soon.
Yep. Now we're off.
And we're back.
The little 3-second countdown.
Not used to this new technology.
I wish someone was standing there, when people count down for... were in the... Actually, were you? You were TV business?
Yeah, I'm in the television production business.
Did you do any live recordings or anything? Oh yeah, you did some.
Yeah, mostly live when we were in college.
Do they do the 5, 4, 3, 2.
Usually after 3 they stop.
Oh, they're silent after 3. See,
Yeah.
that's knowledge you only get when you're in the business.
I think it's all personal preference.
To who? To the person counting down or the person being counted down for?
The talent.
The talent.
Sometimes they don't like to be like to hear the last couple counts because it like messes them up. It's
See, if
easier
I
for
was
them.
the talent, I'd be like, I want you to count all the way down and say go.
And also sometimes you never know when. It also helps for the audio person too, because
Well, that's what I
they
figured it
hear
was for. It was
3,
for
2. They know like on that 1 they can start fading up, but if they fade in too early, they're going to hear the field producer saying like 2, 1. So
yeah, that's why I
just
figured
gotta
it was
make sure
for.
on
It's
the
for
same
the
page.
audio. It's for the
Yeah.
audio of like make sure that no one's being heard that shouldn't be heard.
Yeah, and nowadays like all the talent have the producers in their ears, so like they really don't even need people on the floor to
So
tell
that
them what to do.
countdown is obsolete. Do they still do
It's
it?
more for the people on the floor, to like cameras,
Hmm.
all them,
Gotcha.
I haven't been in a lot of live recording situations lately, but I know that is usually run of the show, like how it goes
So it's
down.
5, 4.
4, 3, 2. I think after, I think they say 3.
Then you always gotta get the
Always
little
get
like
that point.
the swoop
Yep.
point, and you're live. Not just a normal point. No way.
Yeah, too much pressure. Live TV. I can never do it.
Even as like a camera guy,
Camera guy, definitely do it. On air, no way.
all you gotta do is sit there and point. Make
It's
sure
gotta be-
make sure you don't lose the talent. All right, I got it.
yeah, just stay in focus and don't like hit the camera with like your knee if you have like a scratch or something,
Right.
It's pretty much all
Anyway,
it
Jake.
is.
Anyway,
Just demeaning my field of
Yeah.
of study so bad. Just
Yeah,
point in a general direction and don't sneeze.
and keep it in focus too. Make sure it's focused. Don't.
Okay. Well, we might as well end the year with a couple
And give you the answer to the riddle.
Yeah, obviously.
Jake, do you know the answer? You had some time to think about it.
Well, you did say that it had something to do, had a little bit of a theme with this episode, so I'm thinking end of the year. You said what again?
The riddle was 2 girls have the same parents
Mm-hmm.
and were born at the same hour, of the same day, of the same month, but are not twins. How can that be possible, Jake?
Was one of them born on the 11th hour?
No, same hour.
Right, but I'm thinking like the beginning of the.
That would still make them twins.
So are they still twins if one is born in 2021 and the other is born in 2022?
How far apart?
No,
Jake,
at least a
because
minute
they
apart.
have to be born on the same day.
Okay.
That's part of it. But you're right. You're pretty much on it. That would be they're not born in the same year is the answer.
But
okay. not
How
by
are
like
they?
an hour.
Okay.
Like you're born on January 1st,
Mm-hmm.
and then a whole year later, your sister's born on January 1st. That's the answer.
Oh, okay.
So everything's identical. Same time, same day, same month, same parents. Not the same year. That's the only difference.
Okay, wow, that makes it so much more sense. I was really overcomplicating that.
Yeah, you were. So if they were born at 11:59,
And then the other person was born at 12:02.
yeah, twins could be born like 6 hours apart.
Yeah,
Right, something crazy.
That's
like
why
that.
I was. Yeah, that's why I thought my math was flawed even from the beginning.
Anyway,
all right.
fun stuff.
We got question of the day as usual.
Okay, I like where you're going.
I'm gonna generate it up, and then we're just gonna answer whatever comes up on the screen here. Okay.
Okay.
And here we go. Okay. Oh, interesting.
Care to share?
If it were possible, Would you live on the moon?
That's all I get. That's all I have to answer.
That is the question of the day, my friend.
Would I ever live on the moon? Yeah.
If it were possible, would you?
Yes.
Out of would you voluntarily do it?
If I was going to live on the moon, yes.
You'd be like, let's give
But
it a
I feel
shot.
like I wouldn't go live on the moon tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
It would be out of like necessity that Earth is overpopulated or something, and we need volunteers to go to the moon, or nuclear war has decimated Earth and
Or if you
people
got
are going
bored
to the moon.
of planet Earth.
Yeah, I wouldn't just go because.
I think
I
that's
also wouldn't be first in line to go.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I need to see a couple of guinea pigs. I need to see a couple people go, come back, talk about it, go back again. See, that's what I was thinking. Like, once we nail it down, if we ever did,
right? Why not? Why wouldn't you go
like,
then?
it'd be cool to like stay at like, do like a Verbo on the moon.
What's a Verbo?
It's like a vacation rental. Kind of like
You mean
Airbnb, but a little bit more like it's like staying in like a big villa.
What's a Verbo?
It's like Airbnb.
It's an app or a website?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're making me sound like an idiot over here.
I thought you were
Vacation home rentals.
it's like an app or a
Yeah.
website. I thought you were like shortening a word and trying to be cool. Like
No, they tried to do
yeah,
that and they made it Verbo.
me and the fam and the wifey are going on a Verbo.
I don't know what the hell Verbo stands for. It just says it's an American vacation rental company.
Very educated, really best offerings.
Yeah, it's just like nice vacation homes.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'll do an Airbnb on the moon.
So you would do a week trip to the moon? That's what you would do?
Yeah, I mean if it was that easy.
That's what they're talking about, right? They're talking about how people are going to be able to travel to space for, I mean, not cheap money, but like money that anyone can almost pay for.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to commercialize space travel, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But my thing is though, like, I'm not a huge tourist person. Like there's a lot of cool landmarks and stuff around the world where like you go and you see it and it's usually always kind of over like sensation. Like you have a bigger idea of it. Yeah. You have like a bigger idea of it before you get there, And then once you're there and you see it and it's like you take a picture or two, it's like, all right. I mean, yeah, the history of it's cool. It looks cool, but like now what?
There's nothing really impressive about it.
I feel like that's how I would be on the moon. And it kind of sounds really lame.
I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be to us. Like our parents and grandparents, they talk about things like the internet. I'll just use like the internet. Like the internet has like widened such a horizon. Our grandparents can't wrap their heads around it.
Oh, so that's like the moon to us.
Yeah, the moon is almost like that to us. Like, we could, because of the internet and because of video games and stuff like that, we can imagine virtual reality.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe I gotta give it a chance.
That progression. But I feel like the moon is like such a next step that we wouldn't get bored of it. We'll be like dragging our kids or our grandkids to the moon, like taking them on trips, and our kids will be like,
it's like, you don't appreciate the moon.
The moon again, Grandpa, really?
Back in my day, the moon was just a floating piece of cheese, and now you guys get to go and play on the moon.
Yeah, back in my day, we had to take a train to Florida or something.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good point. Isn't that kind of like, think about it. When we're grandparents, like we're talking 65, 70 years old. That's 50 years away or 40 years away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What the hell could this world be in 40 fucking years?
Exactly. Weekend trips to the moon is what Jake's looking forward to. And he's talking about how he's going to get bored of it.
Well, it's also like, they have to build it up first,
True.
Like they got to put some stuff on the moon.
Yeah. You're not just going to the desolate space that is moon.
So if you were to go to the moon, what do you think, besides learning that you can like, bounce and like float and do all those kind of like, just like admire being in space. What kind of activities could you do that you couldn't do on Earth, do you think?
You're asking
or is
me?
it yeah, or is it maybe like one of those things where it's like, people go to, the ocean, and it's like the ocean, you can't really do too much besides swim and, lay in the sand. But people love to go to the ocean because it's like
that's going to
of
the beach,
earth.
Jake. That's going to the beach.
Right. So I'm saying, would people like to just go to the moon to just kind of absorb that they're in outer space and not go there for like activities?
I see. Yeah, it would probably end up becoming eventually a trip to the beach, I guess.
Yeah. It'd be cool if you could like go to the beach on the moon.
Yeah, but there's no water on the moon.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you go there and it's just fucking dust.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that there's nothing like that that's ever been a thing. Like it probably won't even happen in our lifetime, and you're already bored of it.
Yeah, like they have to send like construction crews up there, right?
Yeah, they got to build a dome,
like build a
and
Starbucks
everything.
and stuff.
Yeah.
That should be one thing though. If I was in charge of like, if I was a project manager for the moon, like I would say there's no commercial.
Is that your life
stuff.
goal, Jake?
It would just have to be all moon related things. It couldn't be a Starbucks. It would have to be like Moon Brew, like the coffee shop on the moon. And there could never be anything on the dark side of the moon, right?
No. There's Nazi bases on the dark side of the moon.
Right.
No, there could be stuff on it. Why wouldn't there be stuff on the dark side of the moon?
So that would kind of be like the nightlife.
Yeah, it's just a nonstop party over there.
Nice. Okay, so like kind of like
the Lunar Club is over there. It's just 24-hour rage.
And they have those it kind of looks like the Avatar at night, where everything's kind of like fluorescent like that, like the ground and the flowers.
You know what, Jake? Sign us up. We're project managers of the moon.
I mean, they need someone, right?
Right. And who better than just the two of us?
I was bored of it at first, but now I'm kind of digging the moon.
You're into it.
Yeah,
you're going to be an 85-year-old project manager of the Lunar Club.
No, I'd rather be in charge of like
Moon Brew.
Ooh, like instead of Moon Brew, moonbeams. Like a moon or a moonbeam. Is a moonbeam something? A moonbeam? Or am I just making that up?
I think you're just making that up.
All right, then Moon Brew it is.
Moon Brew, but brew is spelled BROO.
Ooh, yeah.
Moon Brew.
We gotta bring like New York and Jersey water up there to make bagels and pizza, because Lord knows you're not getting any type of good bagels out of atmospheric water.
You can't even get good bagels in California, let alone.
Yeah, you can't imagine the moon.
Let alone the moon.
It's like literally eating cardboard.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we'd both go to the moon and we'd live there. I don't know. Vacation there? Yeah.
Well, live there? No. Vacation there? No. Be employed there? Yes. We would both work
project
on the
manager?
Moon. Yeah.
What's that commute like?
Hell. It's hell. One thing you can say though, no traffic.
You don't have to fill up on gas. NASA covers that, I think, right? Or
no,
SpaceX.
That's covered in your travel fees.
Oh yeah, the contract. Fossil fuels.
Right.
All right. Well, now that I gave you a question, you got to hit me with a fact. You got any facts we can learn about to go into the new year to impress our friends with?
I got 2, Jake.
2.
Yeah, because I had one last week and we
Jeez.
never got around to it. So
Oh my god.
the first one, you can make your own aspirin out of tree bark. Apparently,
Tell me more.
you're in.
Oh man.
Some people buy brand name aspirin. Others buy generic, knowing it's the same thing and thinking of the first group as chumps. To them, you can now say, "Chumps, I make my own." Aspirin takes away pain, fever, and inflammation. Its active ingredient is known as something acid, and each tablet has about 325 milligrams. Blah, 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 blah. But even if the FDA does decide to pull aspirin from the shelves, you don't have to go to a store to get more of this stuff. You may, however, have to take a trek into the woods. Early incarnations of the compound were made by boiling the bark of the white willow tree. That harvested the acid, but in a form that most people weren't interested in trying. The boiled potion was bitter enough and caused severe enough stomach upsets, and they'd rather take the pain. Adding a little salt cut the bitterness, and it didn't help the stomach irritation. It finally made it to the shelves sometime after a man decided to do whatever it took to relieve his father's painful arthritis. To synthesize it without the bitterness, the scientists mixed its pure components, some other acid together in a flask. The components couldn't be allowed to burn, so it had to be carefully heated in a beaker of warm water. Wow, it's quite the
Process to make
step
your
here.
own.
Recipe. It had to be repeatedly crystallized and recrystallized using jets of ice cold water and alcohol over a series of days.
Mhm.
It was the headline that you can make aspirin from tree bark was way simpler.
Yeah, it's not just like, an easy breakfast sandwich. It's like you have to have like 30 types of acids and like an at-home lab.
Yeah, and a week worth of synthesizing. So if you have a headache, it's going to take you a week
Mhm.
to cure that headache.
Yeah, you
Anyway.
better hold on, man.
When it was finally done, the gentleman gave it to his father, who we hope very much enjoyed it without the bitter taste. You too can do this process. All it takes are pure chemical components, precise temperature control, and days of rewashing the same beaker to get a fine crust of powder at the bottom.
But don't let this scare you. Why did he care about the bitter taste?
Because I guess people couldn't get it down.
Oh. Because
at first it was just the acid. They didn't have it in pill form or anything, so they had to drink it.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it left a bitter taste on your.
Because I was thinking you go through all this lab work and you give your dad the pill. He goes, "Oh, this is bitter." And it's like, "Dad, I just spent 2 weeks making this pill for you.
I just synthesized, crystallized, and recrystallized this for weeks, Dad."
Yeah, but it doesn't taste good on my tongue. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Now that we learned how to make aspirin in the lab, whenever that comes up in a conversation,
I don't think it ever will.
Someone's like, "Man, I really wish I had ibuprofen or aspirin."
Jake, let me ask you a question now. How loud can humans hear?
Like decibels?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's the lowest decibel we can hear, or what's the max we can take?
Both.
I don't know. Lowest decibel is maybe 40.
Are you making the lowest decibel right now?
40 decibels?
All right. You're nowhere near. The average person can hear sounds down to about 0 decibels.
Oh, okay.
The level of rustling leaves.
Is it about 0 decibels?
Yeah. Some people with very good hearing can hear sounds down to negative 15 decibels.
Okay.
If a sound reaches 85 decibels or stronger, it can cause permanent damage to your hearing. Just so people know, a typical conversation occurs at 60 decibels, not loud enough to cause damage. A bulldozer that is idling, note, that this is idling, not actively bulldozing, is loud enough at 85 decibels that it can cause permanent damage after only one workday, 8 hours.
Jeez. Okay. I guess I'm just
When listening
confused.
to a personal music system with stock earphones at a maximum volume, the sound is generated can reach a level of over 100 decibels, loud enough to begin causing permanent damage after just 15 minutes per day.
Jeez.
A clap of thunder from a nearby storm, 120 decibels, or a gunshot, 140 decibels, depending on weapon, can both cause immediate damage.
So I guess I was just confused because when we record audio, we record it to like hit in like a negative 12,
Interesting.
negative 8. Maybe there's got to be some sort of certain formulation they got going on, or that's not a true minus.
Yeah,
6,
not true,
obviously.
a true level. I don't know.
All right. Well,
Let me ask
way
you
wrong
one
on
more
that.
question, Jake. You ready for this one?
Yeah, because I bombed that question.
I don't know, like 12?
40? Well, 40 was like right in the ballpark of like a normal conversation, right?
Yeah, normal
That's
conversation.
a quiet conversation.
Yeah, apparently.
60 is normal.
Yeah, 80, what did it say? 85 can cause damage?
Yeah.
And a normal conversation is at 60? That's pretty high up there, apparently.
So much
All
higher.
right, anyway.
Than I thought.
Who are your cousin's kids?
Like
This
you're
should have
looking
been riddle
for
of the day.
actual relation,
Yeah, like who are they?
or are you asking for names?
You can give me names if you want.
Well, I got 4 now.
Wow. Family's growing, Jake.
No, 5. Wow, 5.
I already forgot one.
Yeah, I did.
Obviously not your favorite.
Well, they lived out in California.
Terrible bagels.
What are they called? Second cousins?
Second cousins. I don't know if that's the correct answer, but let me walk you through it.
Okay.
Starting with you.
Mhm.
Children of your first cousins are your first cousins once removed.
Oh, okay.
Children of your first cousin's children are your first cousins twice removed. So your first cousin's son is your first cousin once removed.
Okay.
I don't know why I added that second sentence of being twice removed in
It
there,
is
because that had nothing to do with the question.
Let's see. Is second cousin and second cousin marriage legal? That's the first thing that comes up. Is a second cousin the same as once removed?
No.
Nope. Removed refers to the number of generations separating the cousins. Okay.
So there you go.
What is a second cousin?
That's a totally different question, Jake. You're getting into uncharted territory.
You have to figure that out another time. All right. So, first cousin once removed. Oh, I wonder if a cousin's cousin is a second cousin.
A cousin's cousin. Jake, why don't you just Google what is a second cousin?
What is a second cousin?
A second cousin is someone who shares a great grandparent with you.
A child of one's parents. A child.
Make sure we follow it, Jake.
Listen to this stupid. A child of one's parents' first cousin. A child of one.
Yeah, I got a chart in front of me, Jake. Let me see if I can help you. All right, starting with you. You got your parents. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got one set of grandparents. So, starting with you, go to your mother, go to your mother's parents, go to that mother's parents. Right? So you're at your one great grandparents, one side.
Okay.
Under that, you have your grand aunt or uncle.
Okay.
So that's your mother's grandmother's, your mother's grandmother's. Just hang on. Your grandmother's sister, right?
Okay, is a great aunt.
So, yeah, a grand aunt, apparently. No, because above that is great grand aunt. So we're just at grand aunt.
Okay.
All right, so they have a kid. That's your first cousin once removed, apparently.
I thought the
When
kid was first cousin.
when they have a kid, that's your second cousin.
Doesn't help me because I thought my cousin's kid was the first cousin once removed.
It is.
So why the hell is my grand aunt's kid first cousin once removed?
You know what? This is a much better riddle than the riddle I gave.
It's not even a riddle. It's like trying to remember what a chart looks like.
See, every chart I click on says your grand aunt's kid is your first cousin once removed. But also your aunt's
My
kid
aunt's kid's kid.
is also your first cousin once removed.
Okay, so we can just chalk it up.
But-
The people making the charts don't even know what they're talking about.
Hang on, but your aunt's kid's kid is your first cousin twice removed, right? Because that's 2 generations
Mm-hmm.
of cousin down
Correct.
the line.
Yep.
But your grand aunt's kid, who is your first cousin once removed, has a kid. That's your second cousin.
Oh
Now-
my god.
Now the second cousin has a kid. That's a second cousin once removed.
Okay. So by like second cousin, you're pretty much like you're like barely even related at that point.
Yeah, that's your mom's sister's
sisters.
second is grandkid.
Yeah.
They're the same age. Your second cousin is the same,
Same age as you.
generation as you.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
age, but generation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that my head
could
really
have-
hurts.
But could have 4 different families separate from you. Or I guess
This is
2 separate families.
a much easier discussion to have when you have like a chalkboard in front of you.
Well, I'm looking at someone drew a chalkboard pretty much for me. I'm looking
Yeah,
at it right now.
Not me.
I'm following all the
Mine's-
lines.
Mine's confusing me. The cousin
I mean-
chart doesn't help. All right. Oh, I guess before we go and cap off the new year,
Hmm.
I did learn one thing. I did learn in 2021
Oh, thank
was
God you learned
used this
something.
morning. I
Wow.
learned how to unclog a toilet without a plunger.
Interesting.
And there are a couple ways to do this.
Okay.
I'll give you the way I used in case this ever comes, you find yourself in this situation. I got a
Did
can
you
of
clog the toilet, Jake?
yes, but not in the way you think. My mom gave me a couple cans of cat food for Christmas.
Mhm.
Really exciting Christmas present right there.
Yes.
I'm just
Sounds like
kidding.
it was.
It was actually very. She gave us a huge bag of Trader Joe's stuff, and in it was like some cat food. But
Okay.
one of them was like pate, which is like
Fancy.
it's like creamy food, and they don't like creamy. They like chunky food. It's like, oh, I can't have this one. So I was
you
like,
didn't
all right.
even you didn't even give it to him.
No, I didn't really want them to eat it and throw up, so I just bypassed it altogether.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, just dump it down the toilet, and it came out in like a chunk, like a shape of the can. I'm like, oh man, I don't know if this is gonna flush. I gave it a go. That would like dissolve in the water.
You flushed the cat food?
Yeah, but not the whole can. I dumped it out.
Yeah. Well, obviously you wouldn't put the can in there.
Well, I don't know. People might ask questions.
Why wouldn't you just throw it out?
Because it would just sit in my garbage can, like warm, like
Why'd you open it?
Because I didn't think it didn't have a label what kind of food it was.
Oh, okay.
So flushed it, didn't flush. So it rose
Oh.
and then didn't go over, but luckily it just sat high enough. I'm like, oh fuck. And then it slowly started to like go back down, but not enough where I knew if I was to
you ever
flush
get
again.
you ever get the flushes where it rises, doesn't overflow, and then doesn't go back down?
Yeah.
And then at the time I thought the only way to solve it was to plunge it, but the second you put a plunger in there, you know it's going to overflow. So you really had an impasse.
Yeah.
All right, carry on.
So in that case, you actually have to manually take water out if it doesn't go down.
Yeah, but we're not talking cat food in these situations.
So what I looked up a couple things on the internet, and YouTube is a savior, and there's like 3 main ways you can do it. But the one way that worked really well, which I never even knew about, was if you take some Dawn dish detergent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You pour a generous amount, like probably a third of a cup, like a good amount in there. You let it sink down and sit for like 25-30 minutes.
Wow.
And this should like start to break some stuff up. And then you take really hot water, and then you dump like a gallon, like a big like pot of hot water into the toilet. And what this does is it like manually flushes the toilet. Like it pushes all the water through. And I poured the hot water in, it flushed down, but then you have to give it another test flush to see if it actually is going to flush. And like a charm. So
what you're telling me, Jake, is that you guys don't have a plunger.
We don't have a plunger. I know. Yeah. So,
and this also requires 20 minutes worth of your time.
Yeah. Yep.
No, more. Well, I guess you could boil the water while the Dawn sits in there.
No, not boiling. Hot.
Can't be boiling?
Nope, they don't want boiling because it might crack the porcelain.
Ah, okay. And it also requires enough room in the bowl to pour the warm water in. Or hot.
That's correct.
Hot, sorry, not warm.
Yeah.
Not warm, not boiling, but hot.
Hot to the touch, but not boiling.
Okay.
Yeah, and you gotta be, if there's a lot of water in there already, you do have to take some out. But once you pour the Dawn in, even if there's a lot of water, it should start to break up whatever's in the pipes because of the degreaser. Degreaser. And so you guys if you're ever in a pinch.
Not a pinch. If you ever clog the toilet without a plunger and you have 30 minutes.
Yeah, like this isn't good to use if like you're at like a date's house for like the first couple times.
You clog the toilet?
And they don't have a plunger just because like there's no reason you can make up a story that you'll be in there for a half hour.
Not only will you be in there for a half hour, probably because you had to shit your brains out and you clogged the toilet that way. So you already wasted half an hour doing the business. But now you have to like excuse yourself down to the kitchen, borrow their dish soap, go back into the bathroom, squirt some of that in there.
Get a big pot of water.
Squirt some of that in there, come back out for 25 minutes while that's working its magic. Put a pot of water on, and they get all excited for maybe you're making them dinner, maybe some mac and cheese or something like that. And you go, no, this isn't for food. I need this. And they're like, what for? What for? No, I can't tell you. It's a secret. I couldn't tell you. So you're almost boiling water. It probably takes 6 minutes, 5 minutes.
Just do really hot tap water. Forget the boil.
Oh, you can do hot tap water?
Yeah, just really hot tap water.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. This is totally a reasonable
now that you don't have to boil the water, you can definitely do this.
Yeah.
Or there's also another method where you saran wrap over the top of the pot, like the top of the bowl.
Right.
You create an airtight seal, and then you flush it. And as soon as you flush, it'll create like a bubble in the saran wrap since there's like an airtight seal, and then you push down on the saran wrap and it forces the water down the.
See, I just watched a clip on YouTube the other night of, you ever see the show 60 Days In?
Mm-hmm.
It's where they like throw a couple people undercover into jail for 60 days and they just kind of have to survive, I guess, and get information. Well, the point is to get undercover information on the ongoings of
like what
jail.
happens in jails.
Yeah, like gangs and whatever, what information. And the one guy, he got bunked with another guy, and his fake cover story was that he got busted for running and operating and owning a weed farm.
Nice.
So that's what he was in jail for, his cover story. And his bunkmate happened to procure and get a joint. So this guy who's in there undercover is like, well, how is the guy who owns a weed farm going to say no to smoking a joint?
Oh.
So, like, the guy, like, that's the backstory. So they end up, like, having to smoke it. And the way you do that in jail, apparently, is, you have to get the water out of the toilet and then you smoke, like, into the toilet. So that way the smoke just goes down the drains. And that's, like, the way to not get busted for the smell. And so they take the mattress off the bed because it's not a big, thick mattress like most people have. It's really just like a thin thing, probably with vinyl covering on it. And they put that over the toilet to create a suction seal. And they just flush it over and over again. And that pumps the water out.
Yeah, there you go.
And then drains out the water from the toilet. And then they can, I guess, hopefully get away with smoking weed in prison.
Yeah, they even teach you how to unclog a toilet while you're behind bars. Look at that.
Yeah.
So now, or you can just get a plunger.
They don't have plungers in jail, Jake.
I know, but now I definitely want to get a plunger. But I did feel like MacGyver. Like I felt like I was like,
Well, you know what? It'll be cooler the second time. You can't get a plunger yet because you have to do it one more time.
Yeah, that is true.
Where you don't YouTube it, you just go, I could fix this. Watch this.
No, that's why I was mad too.
I need some dish soap, a pot, and some hot water,
and a half hour to cool off.
Yeah, and then you just do it.
It does stink though if you really have to go to the bathroom and you only have one toilet.
It's true. You just gotta wait 25 minutes, Jake. No big deal.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have that long.
Or you just get a plunger.
All right. Well, we're giving the plunger to 2021. We're flushing it down the drain, and we are ringing in the new year.
I'm more of a Dawn saran wrap.
Are you? Yeah,
like a hot water kind of guy.
Yeah, MacGyver flushing the toilet.
Yep.
Well, George, it's been a great year.
It's been a great podcast, Jake. It's gotten dark.
It's got really dark by you. Maybe
I guess I could open a blind, but
maybe
you could see my back wall when we started. And now you almost can't even see my hand back here.
I mean, maybe the sun sets quicker by you, but
you look exactly the same. It is so much darker here.
It definitely got darker out, but it looks like it is 8 p.m. by you.
It doesn't look like it outside, and my one blind is open. So like,
oh, I do have two. I have one big window here and one here. So
should I open them up just to see the difference, or?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm really curious.
Is that just between you and me, and we finish the podcast?
Yeah. We'll see it after the podcast.
Okay.
All right. Let's rate this beer and go see what 2022 is looking like.
2020 First Amendment Brewery.
I was waiting for someone to make a comment.
The Hell or High Mango. Jake, I give this beer a solid 7.9.
All right.
It had good flavor to me. As we were on to the second one, I'm 1.5 down. It's kind of lost the strong punch of mango.
Mm-hmm.
Still has a lot of flavor, but I think just the more you drink it, the more I guess I'm getting used to the flavor. And it's a low percentage of 4.9.
Yeah.
So,
it's a light.
We're used to drinking like 6s, 7s, 8s on this show.
Yeah, it's refreshing, I think.
Yeah, and I think the same thing with the watermelon one that we had. Mm-hmm. It's like a refreshing, light, not light beer.
Yeah, I think my coffee pre-podcast kind of tainted my first couple sips.
I knew it. I knew it wasn't the beer.
Because my second one tasted fruitier.
I knew it, Jake. I knew it. And you were blaming the vid, as you call it.
Yeah, I can still blame it. But I think my rating will come up a little bit. I was at like a C+.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 7, 9, just below B. It's good. It's tastier the second time around.
Because you didn't have coffee just before, Jake.
It's true. Yeah. Coffee really coats the mouth, as they say.
That and tree bark aspirin.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
Okay.
George, it's been a pleasure.
Always, Jake.
Everyone have a very fun, safe, healthy New Year's Eve, and wishing you all the best in 2022.
I was going to say you'll see us, but you will hear us in the new year.
Hear us in the new year.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone. Happy New Year's. See you.
Thanks for listening to the Any and Everything Show.